Police are trying to work out what drove a man to ram his car into police officers at the U.S. Capitol building, killing one and injuring another. The security threat in Washington had only recently been lowered after the January 6 riots. The suspect, identified as 25-year-old Noah Green, was not previously known to police.
The U.S. Capitol is still reeling from this attack. A car careering into two police officers before smashing into the barricade. A man then jumped out brandishing a knife before he was shot. He later died from his injuries. The suspect has now been named as 25-year-old Noah Green from Indiana. On his social media, he described himself as unemployed and a follower of the Nation of Islam, a black nationalist movement. Police are still trying to establish the motive, but they do not believe at this early stage that this was terrorism related.
The investigation is ongoing. From what we can see from video at this time, I do not see the suspect wrestling with a U.S. Capitol police officer, but when he exited the vehicle, the knife was clearly in his hand and he did start to run toward the officers.
This entrance is one of several accessing the U.S. Capitol complex, and it's primarily used by senators and their staff, although Congress is currently in recess. Staff and journalists who were inside at the time were warned to stay away from windows and seek cover. These pictures, filmed by a bystander, show the immediate aftermath.
Security is still very tight here at the Capitol buildings, the centre of the United States government. Now, investigators are still carrying out their forensic work, trying to understand exactly what happened. But what is already clear is that after the events of January the 6th, this has been another traumatic day for the police.
One of the police has now died from his injuries, and he's been named as William Evans, a serving officer for 18 years. President Joe Biden has reacted, expressing his heartfelt condolences to his family and sending his gratitude to all those who responded to the attack.
I ask you to please keep the United States Capitol Police family in your thoughts and prayers at this time. It has been an extremely difficult and challenging year for us, but we will get through this, and we do appreciate the community's support.
Washington, D.C. has been on high alert for the last few months. Following this, the storming of the Capitol building by Donald Trump supporters, rallying to his false claims that the presidential election was stolen. The security services warned that further unrest could follow in America's febrile political environment. Once again, this is a city in mourning, coming to terms with another attack on its centre of power. Alex Rossi, Sky News, Washington, D.C.